Demi Moore has done more than merely survive in the entertainment world. She has remade herself time and again with a grace that borders on mythical. She went from being an ingenue in a soap opera to becoming a force in Hollywood. Moore has consistently defied categorization, pushed the limits of what is possible, and destroyed expectations with each passing decade. This collection of 10 exceptional photographs tells the real narrative, not of a movie star, but of an icon who navigated fame, femininity, and relentless reinvention. These photographs are uncommon and extraordinary. The beginning of her career as a model, in 1981, before she was discovered by the spotlight in the year 1981, when Demi Moore was only 19 years old, she walked in front of a camera with a look that suggested she was about to go on a more significant journey. This rare photograph was taken during her early modeling days. The way that her jet black hair fell over one shoulder made it very evident that she was more than simply a good photographer. She gave off an impression of presence. Who was this girl who had eyes that seemed to know me? Should she have been able to foresee the fact that that camera would follow her for many years to come? A set photo from the 1985 film St. Elmo's Fire, which captures the dark horse of the Brat Pack. Moore is surrounded by her fellow Brat Pack actors in this candid photograph taken on the set of Saint A type of electric edge. She exudes a certain intensity that distinguishes her from others. Moore was unafraid to play women who were on the verge of unraveling during this photograph, which foretold a central subject in her body of work. Is it possible that Demi was never truly a part of the group? Or was she always intended to be the one to lead her own charge? Ghost premiered in 1990, and it was a moment when a star became a legend. Rather, it catches her smiling with her co-star Patrick Swayze in a moment of genuine, spontaneous delight. The song Ghost would propel her to superstardom, but in this picture she appears to be on the verge of becoming a superstar. She is aware of the occasion, but she is not completely engulfed by it. When a love story completely transforms the world and your face is suddenly everywhere, how does one manage to keep their feet on the ground? The iconic cover of Vanity Fair from 1991, which included the phrase, "Power in Vulnerability." Demi's naked maternity shoot from 1991 is one of the few images in the history of pop culture that has comparable weight. She grins softly in between takes while wearing a robe, her belly evident, and being surrounded by a team that is entirely comprised of women. The question is whether or not a single image can simultaneously redefine motherhood, femininity, and stardom. Demi Moore gave a positive response to the question. G.I. Jane. Training, 1997. Becoming the Warrior is the fifth selection. In preparation for her role in G.I. Jane, Demi Moore went through a series of rigorous physical preparations, including shaving her head, suffering rigorous workouts, and going through Navy SEAL boot camp. This was well before the phenomenon of superhero training montages became commonplace. It is a rare training photo that shows her in the middle of her workout, covered in perspiration and with a stern look. The fashion force emerges at the Met Gala in 2012 at the 7th annual event. A photograph taken from the back staircases of the venue at the Met Gala in 2012 shows Demi altering her expensive gown in a quiet hallway, away from the flashbulbs. This photograph is one of the few that the public has ever seen. Simply put, the elegance is unforced. When glamour is whispered rather than screamed, does it have a greater impact of power? Number 8. Behind the scenes look at the film The Substance, 2024. In the world of tabloid pages, it is not the Demi. This is the work of a superb actor who does not hesitate to embrace grotesqueness, age, and terror in their performances. In spite of the fact that she has been objectified for decades, she now dares you to look at her, and she dares herself to be uncomfortable on her own terms. In the quest of the truth, how many actors are fighting to restore the right to be unpretty to themselves? Number 9. The Golden Globe Award in the year 2025. Completed. Although Demi is seen in this rare backstage photo holding her Golden Globe, it is not her smile that is the most expressive. Rather, it is her eyes that do the talking. A hairstylist is repairing her train. One of the producers extends their hand to grab hers. As if she is still trying to come to terms with the fact that she won this time, she keeps staring at the prize. Not because of how you look, for the reason of being pregnant. The only thing is her performance. When the world finally stops underestimating you, even for just one night, what does it feel like all of a sudden? Number 10. The Grand Return, a show-stopping performance at the Met Gala in 2025. In conclusion, there is the picture that will steal the show. Demi stepping up the steps of the Met Gala in 2025 while wearing a masterwork designed by Tom Brown that is comprised of more than 1.4 million black pearls that is shaped like a man's necktie and flows like armor. The globe is stunned as cameras begin to flash. Backstage, however, Moore can be seen sitting quietly, barefoot, and drinking water from a paper cup. This is the most unusual photograph ever taken. Uncrowned, human, and divine, a goddess is described. When all is said and done, does the armor make the lady, or has she always been built of steel? Some closing remarks. A survivor of fame, Demi Moore is more than just a celebrity. She is a woman who has written her story in chapters that very few people could live through, beginning with a scandal and ending with her own self-rescue. There is more to these photographs than merely a glimpse into her life. They are evidence that the transition can sometimes be the source of the most incredible and unforgettable beauty.